Glorious things are spoken of you, Zion, city of our God. The words of John Newton's hymn, Glorious Things, spoken of you, Zion, city of our God. He whose word cannot be broken, formed thee for his own abode. On the rock of ages founded, what can shake your sure repose? With salvation's wall surrounded, you may smile at all your foes. This sense of glorious things spoken, glorious things spoken about the people of God, thrills when you consider our allegiance with people around the world throughout history, Jews and Gentiles together, chosen and loved by God. And why? Well, the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 tells us in verse 6, it's the fact we're a holy people to the Lord our God. The Lord your God has chosen you to be a people for his treasured possession out of all the peoples who are on the face of the earth. Not because you were more in number than any other people that the Lord set his love on you and chose you, for you were the fewest of all peoples. It is because the Lord loves you and is keeping the oath that he swore to your fathers, that the Lord has brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you from the house of slavery. Glorious things is rags to riches, is slavery to freedom and being established forever because of God's eternal, unconditional, grace-filled love and his solid covenant that he has made with us, his people. This psalm tells us that the Lord loves the gates of Zion more than all the dwelling places of Jacob. And it's founded there, it's established. God has a special place in his heart for Israel, the Jewish people, but he has a special place in his heart for the church. Christ loved the church and gave himself up for them all. We would be a holy bride, and this bride is to be presented without spot, wrinkle, any other blemish, but glorious. Glorious within and glorious without. That's the destiny of the people of God. And the surprising thing in this psalm, which could have been just a kind of narrow nationalistic psalm, is that it begins to speak of the very nations who had enslaved and been enemies to God's people being included in those who've been born there. Rahab and Babylon, Philistia, Tyre and Cush. That's Egypt, Babylon, the Philistines, the rich people of Lebanon in Tyre and the Ethiopians in Cush. This one will be born there. And of Zion it was said, this one and that one were born in her. And God in his great mercy is not just having a small number of people, but a great number of people from every nation, people and language. Glory in the church, Paul says. Glory in Christ Jesus. These are the great things that thrill our hearts. No wonder this psalm ends. Singers and dancers alike will say, all my springs of joy are in you. Let's rejoice in the church. Let's rejoice in the people of God. Let's celebrate and be glad to be numbered amongst God's people.